Remember when Jesus came to them walking on water, bro? You remember that story? What did Peter say to Jesus? The Bible says all of them in the boat were afraid. Then Jesus spoke a word unto them from where he was. He said, be ye not afraid, it is I. Then suddenly Peter had boldness and said, Lord, if it is you, bid me to come. Go and read it. Jesus didn't say more than come. So Peter had confidence to step out of the boat because of what? Knowledge. It was still dark. Jesus was still afar. He couldn't recognize him in the darkness. But Jesus said, it is I. Come. So it was that knowledge that brought Peter out of the boat. So even though physically you see Peter walking, it looks like he's walking on water. But he was walking on the word. Come. Come. So he was walking blind because he couldn't see Jesus in the darkness. But he just kept going. It was when he got close to Jesus, he would have recognized that indeed it's Jesus. But he was walking on the word. Come. Come. So you will notice that the Bible says, when he took his eyes off Jesus and began to look at the wind, he began to sink. What happened to him? The wind that he saw became more real to him than the light in his spirit. Notice, spoken word, come. Living word in front of him. So as long as he kept his eyes on the living word, and that living word was the one that gave him the spoken word, as long as he stayed within the ecosystem of that light, that knowledge, he kept walking on water. Second question. You know the first question I asked you is, how LD is your eye? Second question, why are you sinking? Why are you stumbling? Is it possible that you have allowed your spirit to embrace what God calls an abomination? You have accepted a knowledge from the mouth of the serpent that has affected you. Knowledge like, it's not possible to live above sin in this realm. Sure, you know that God is not a taskmaster. If it was impossible to live without sin, he would not have told Abraham, walk before me and be what? Perfect. God is not a taskmaster. It's possible to live in this realm so consecrated to God that your body becomes an easy portal for God to be found in a generation. That's the way I want to live. My brother was leading prayers just now and he said, do you know how terrible it is for God to be looking for a man amongst men and he says, I found no man? Do you know how terrible it is? He was not looking for a man among goats. If you go to the house of goats, a goat pen, to look for a man, you'll be justified that you did not find a man. Men are not supposed to be living among goats. But you picture that story in Ezekiel. Picture it in your mind. God stepped out of glory, stepped out of his realm. We don't know how he did it, but maybe with the moving of his eyes around, but he said, I sought for. Do you know that the day that God was looking for a man, priests still went to the temple to perform assignment? Do you know that the day God was looking for a man, some sisters still carried themselves and went to the place of the prophet to have a prophetic meeting? People were still walking on the road talking about how the God of Israel is a good God. But God was going from house to house to come here and say, not a man. Not a man. Not a man. Why? Because in the day he was looking for men, for a man, he had indices by which men were measured. He said, I'm not just looking for any man. I'm looking for a man that can stand in the gap. A man that knows how to repair breaches, holes that are broken into the wall, the defense system of Israel. That's the kind of man. And those kind of men, they don't train them in the public. Those are the kind of men that have stayed with the dealings of God in the secret place until they have gained stature. He's the one that teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. So go back to Matthew 6. Go to 23 now. Go to 23. Matthew 6, 23. Matthew 6, 23. Media, help me. Let's. Matthew 6 and verse 23. Now, he says, if your eye is healthy, your body will be full of light. Now, he says, if your eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of what? Read the next line together. 1, 2, 3, go. Wait first. Check your own Bible, check. It's supposed to be the darkness that is in thee is darkness. That's the correct English now. No, think about it. We did WAEC now. If you write this kind of thing in JAM, they'll say don't write again. You want to kill English. Look at it now. If thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. So we should say, if therefore the darkness that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? But here Jesus is saying there's a kind of darkness that is like light. Because in these matters we are not speaking about brightness or dimness. We are speaking about what? Knowledge. So, if therefore the knowledge that is in thee is corrupted, what will be your situation? How great will be that darkness? This is why you are stumbling. This is why your prayer life is only boisterous, only fantastic in the corporate meeting. As we're all here now, some brothers can hold pole and do like, come for me, oh! I used to be afraid of this generation. Huh? He doesn't pray at home. She can't do 1 hour alone with God without looking at WhatsApp, without looking at Instagram. Some of you here, your biggest problem is your mobile phone. Your mobile phone is your God. When you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you reach for. That's the first thing you reach for. The day your Android phone is bad, it's like you are on drip. There's a suspect here. It's like you are sick. Your face will be morose. Everybody who sees you will know something is wrong with you. Bro, the days are coming. I hope you are preparing for the tribulation.